Whilst looking for jobs, however, do not be desperate to accept anything, please. It is so important, because there are a lot of very funny employers now that's why we've been having a lot of complaints of people saying, oh, they lost their job and they have to leave the country within 10 days. Start applying now, start looking out for those jobs. If you need a particular skill to be able to work at a very reputable organization. Happy New Year! Happy New Year to everyone. Hope the year is going so well. I don't know, I think this year really started on very, very high notes for me. Like, I don't know, there was just this energy, this vibe that I entered year 2025 with, and I am so expectant of a lot of goodies. I mean, I can't wait to just grab all the goodies that 2025 has to offer, and I hope you all as well are, will I say, pumped and prepared for the year ahead. It was a new year. We entered the year with a lot of course, dancing in church. And on the 1st of this January, I think it has become a tradition now for us to kind of host, family here in Malta, in our house. Back home in Nigeria, you're just, most times on Christmas or New Year Day, people tend to go out to visit family and all of that. But then living abroad, you really do not have like your family members here. So, people around, loved ones around, become your family. And so, I mean, January 1st was really busy for me and my household. Like, we hosted, myself and my husband counted, we hosted like over 50 people in this our small apartment. But it was really nice. It was just all good vibes, lots of food, took a lot of energy and all. But there's just that joy. Do you understand that overwhelming joy? And of course, we had friends over that came to help as well. That's how my year started, and I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving Sunday. I'll be posting this video on Thanksgiving Sunday. I hope you went to church. This is a new year, and this is the time to kind of, obviously a lot of people have New Year resolutions. You have plans for the year. You start setting goals for the year. Whatever you need to do, just get started. Get started already. Speaking about goal setting, I just thought to do this video to kind of, it's pretty much like a follow-up for my last video, and then setting the pace for the year. All the planning you need to do, be it as a student, as someone who is working here, as an expat, as an immigrant, and whatever it is, right? This video is for you. All right, so last video, geez, I just recorded that video randomly, right? And the goal of the video was to kind of speak about, the reason why people have been leaving Malta, because quite a number of people that I know personally have left Malta. And also I talked about the fact that it was it was something we're considering as well. Yeah. But not that I am moving, because I was not really worried and scared, like, oh my God, I hope people do not think that we're leaving Malta and our employers will sit and be like, okay, what's going on here? So we are not leaving Malta. However, in 2024, from April to September-ish or August, from April to September, we were really considering, or let's say thinking about it. It was thoughts that came, because for the longest we've not thought about relocating, because we just felt, oh, okay, this place is now home for us, right? I can't say we're really settled already, okay? So, but then last year we're just thinking about it. Okay, I think it's time for us to start looking out, or what do we think? We're just kind of considering a couple of countries, right, where they have better immigration policies, and let's say a bigger country, so to speak. Not really bigger. I don't think we're no longer very big fans of large countries. Even when we go on holidays, we're always like, there's so many people, there's just so much traveling to do and all, right? But regardless, we just thought about it. We actually thought about the UK, and the reason why we thought about the UK was because of my children's schooling, especially my older one. He didn't get into the school that we planned on. We were thinking he would, get enrolled in, which was a church school. I talked about church schools, private schools, and public schools in Malta. So we really wanted him to go into a church school for secondary, but it's usually done via ballot system. Okay, but then he wasn't, let's say, lucky enough to get in. But then, let's say, fortunately and unfortunately, he didn't get in, because at the end of the day, we got a school that we know, one school that if I would have been applying at this school for the longest, and eventually he got into the school. I mean, it was just God's grace, right? So at that point, we're really looking at countries that we could possibly move to, and obviously in Europe, UK is the only English-speaking country, and one thing and one mistake we would never make is to move to a country that is not English-speaking because of our children. That's why we're considering UK, but it's not like we like the UK at all. And then we just talked about the fact that, see, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of tired of Europe. Yeah, I think we got tired of Europe for a bit, and we've only been to about, let's say, 10 countries in Europe. And of course, we have about 27 countries within the Schengen area. So it's not like we visited everywhere, but then, I don't know, let's say we got bored and we're like, oh, okay, another country that we're not exploring countries that we might want to live in. One very major criteria would always be God. Like, God has to be the one leading us. You know, God has to be the one saying, okay, this is your next destination. And that's why this year, 2025, I'm encouraging everyone to please always put God first. You know, as a Christian, as a child of God, put God first. Even though you're a Muslim, put God first as well. You know, let God be the one to direct you, so that you do not just move and then at the end of the day you start regretting, because there's no perfect place anywhere. Okay, so we prayed about it, and that was at the point where we wanted our child to get into a school, secondary school, and we prayed about it seriously, because if he did not get a place in this particular school, I kind of have a feeling that would have really been a pointer that, okay, it was time to move. Education is really deep for us, okay? So, but then God just paved the way for him, and that was really surprising, because at this particular school, you need to have enrolled your child from as soon as the child is born. Some people even register their children while still being pregnant, right? So you can imagine registering an 11-year-old, and he still got in, and we're grateful for that. Okay, so I think for us, that was like one of the pointers to actually stay back and not look further. So, but then we're not leaving Malta. This Malta, as small as this island can be, as small as this island is, trust me, there's a lot of goodies, there's a lot to still explore. You know, there's a lot of benefits of living in Malta. So I think I've kind of cleared the air. I've spoken too much about, you know, the motive to want to leave Malta at some point. As a continuation from the previous video, there was one very important factor that I did not speak about. One very important reason why people leave Malta is because of this. There's this 10-day exit criteria that, if you lose your job, if you're working in Malta and you lose your job, you need to leave within, you need to get a new job within 10 days, or you leave the country. Otherwise, one will be staying illegally. I feel like that's, let's say, non-stability. You know, there's this stability that comes with being a permanent resident, or that stability that comes with, or that rest of mind that comes with, okay, no one will wake up one day and just kick me out of a particular country or job. You know, I would not be in that position where I would be living illegally in a particular country. So I know quite a number of people that had to leave because they lost their residency status. You know, they could not find a job within 10 days. I know a couple of other people that did not even lose their jobs, but let's say the fear of, okay, I don't want to be kicked out of this place within 10 days was what actually made them move. Okay, so if you are living here in Malta as one who works, who is gainfully employed, usually in like a skilled profession, I would really, really encourage and emphasize again that it is important that you just apply for the blue card. I have spoken about the blue card in a video last year. I will link it up somewhere in the description below. The advantage of having a blue card in Malta is that the 10 days timeline that is given to find a new job does not apply. Instead, you have 3 months actually you have a 3 month timeline to find a job, sort yourself and then continue. However, if the new job you find does not fall within the criteria of a blue card permit, you would not be able to renew as a blue card holder. You might now just be having the, let's say, single permit. Okay, another advantage of the blue card holder, like I said before, is that you're not tied to a particular employer. You can work within Malta in any company at all. You can also work within Europe. However, you need to have worked in Malta for like 18 months before you decide that, okay, you want to work in Europe. So it's a very, very good way to kind of, let's say, integrate and get settled in the system. Another thing I would like to really say is that for blue card holders, it's a pathway to long-term residency as well. However, you need to have been living in Malta for 5 years. One limitation might be the fact that the salary range is, let's say, you need to be earning 1.5 times the average salary in Malta. And I don't know, the average salary is not really defined, but sometimes I see 24,000 euros per year gross per annum. Sometimes I see 25,000 euros per annum. So, but then if you're working with like 25,000 euros per annum as an average salary, so times 1.5, like almost double of that. Yeah, almost double of that. So you need to be earning about 48-ish. So if you're earning about 45 and above, I think you'll be qualified to apply for a blue card. So if your salary is within this range, if you earn, and if you are in a very skilled profession, be it accounting, finance, IT, healthcare, whatever highly professional job, you can start now, right? This is the beginning of the year. Because one thing is that the blue card takes about 3 months to get processed, and you do not want to be living here illegally, right? So if your single permit application, for example, is to expire in June, do not wait till like maybe towards the end of June before you apply. Apply now, actually, for that blue card. If you're a student and you're living in Malta, obviously you're studying here. I know a couple of students, even my students as well. For most of them, their courses will end this year, 2025. Do not wait till your permit is about expiring for you to now say, oh, okay, now let me start running around to apply for my, find a job, just any job, or, yes, you have an extension. You have like, I think 6 months extension after you finish studying to find a job, right? But you do not really have to wait till then for you to now really, actively searching. Do not limit yourself. Do not wait till the last minute. Don't limit yourself at all. I know a lot of people, maybe they found like, let's say, small jobs like maybe office assistants or cleaning or whatever it is. Whatever you studied in school, for example, if you've done business administration, look for business development jobs, like proper jobs. Especially if you have a family and you intend bringing your family over. Remember, for family reunification, I've spoken about it in the previous video, there's that threshold that you need to meet. So if you have a large family of like 4, for example, including your spouse and 2 children, you need to be earning, I think I mentioned before, about 30,000 euros or so. So while you are looking for a job, yes, you can start from like maybe a job that doesn't pay that much, but still have it at the back of your mind that you want to bring your family over. So you need to meet this particular threshold, okay? So that's one thing you need to keep in mind. Do not wait for the last minute. Start applying now. Start looking out for those jobs. If you need a particular skill to be able to work at a very reputable organization, because there are quite a number of very good companies that pay really well, where you would really build your career and all of that, right? If you need a particular skill to function well at that job, start now. Learn that skill. Improve on your of course, update your CV, get a very good LinkedIn profile. Be out there, really. There are a lot of free professional courses that you can avail yourself of. Learn, do not stop learning, and start now. Do not wait for the last minute. Yes, I know that you might be studying and maybe even working alongside, but you can still take on some small professional courses, right? Especially courses that you feel, okay, would help you when you are now, looking to work full time Okay. Another thing again is try to volunteer as much as possible. You don't want to just bring a very, I don't know, want to use the word dry CV. I've seen a couple of people that would want to apply for professional jobs, and then the CV they are bringing has like cleaning, and not, no offense at all. There's no problem. There's nothing wrong with cleaning and all, right? But if you are looking for a very highly skilled job, there are certain experiences or skills that an employer would like to see on that CV. Okay, so build your CV, restructure it if you need to. Of course, do not lie. Say things that you actually know and can do, but try and restructure it to suit that particular job. Okay, so if you need to, if yes, maybe you've not really gotten a professional job experience in Malta, it's a good time to start, let's say, getting some, learning some skills. It could even, like I mentioned, it could even be voluntary. They want to see that, oh, okay, this person has actually not just been idle doing nothing. Okay, it could be, so pretty much all of this. Learn. If you are in a school where you can, for example, if you are studying computer science or even accounting or whatever course it is, you can even decide to work as an IT staff or as an intern rather, in organizations that you'd like to see yourself eventually working. Whilst looking for jobs, however, do not be desperate to accept anything, please. It is so important. Don't just, yes, a lot of companies would, you might get offers from different companies, but first of all, pray about it. I'm a Christian, so I will always say pray about these things. But then again, also research the company. Do you get? Because there are a lot of very funny employers now that's why we've been having a lot of complaints of people saying, oh, they lost their job and they have to leave the country within 10 days. A reasonable professional company would not just kick one out and not give you ample time to at least find your feet. Do you understand? To a large extent. Okay, or at least they would have given you, there would have been warnings before, just firing one and all of that. So do not just settle for any company. There are very lovely companies in Malta. There are the big fours. There are a lot of iGaming companies, although some iGaming companies are also very funny though. But there are a couple of good iGaming companies. There are software companies like the one I work with. There are quite a number of very good companies, accounting firms, real estate. You could even do real estate as well. Yeah, so real estate is another very vibrant and great field to venture into, especially if you are one that likes to market, you like to speak and talk. Yeah. Another category I would like to talk about are those who maybe you've been living in Malta for a while. Maybe this year, 2025, will be your third year of living in Malta. Start planning for your long-term residency. Because for you to have stayed here for over 2 years already, it means you want to settle here and you might be here for longer than that. So start applying now for your residence. Start planning towards your residence, your long-term residency. You would not wait. Yes, you need to have lived there for 5 years, but you don't have to wait for 5 years before you now start preparing. Start the processing, because there are classes you need to attend, and trust me, the classes does take a while. For example, I've talked about this before. There's the stage 1 I belong course. There's the stage 2 I belong course. For stage 1 I belong course, you need to have. Stage 1 I belong course, I think takes about 6 months. You can complete it within 6 months, yeah. And then for the stage 2, which is like the one that you have to get before you eventually apply for your long-term residency, stage 2 takes about 9 months or 1 year. So you can see that you really do not have all the time, because by next year you'll be approaching 4 years, and then so just start planning now. And whatever certificate they give you is actually valid for 5 years. And since recently that someone said 2 years, but on my own certificate they wrote there that it's valid for 5 years, right? So regardless, start planning now, because I'm trying to say this because these are the reasons why people feel like, okay, it's just one leg in, one leg, I can get fired anytime and be given the 10 days exit. And be told to leave my country, exit the country within 10 days and all of that. So you don't want to be living in fear. Trust me, there's a lot of, will I say, stability and rest of mind that comes with, being living in a country legally. So do not just sit down and fold your hands and just wait. Plan now, start planning now. If you're a business owner as well, or if you're looking to own a business, although you can only do that if you are now a long-term resident. However, do not quote me. Call them. Call Business First. I'll try and put their number up somewhere. Call Business First, call Job Plus as well to confirm, because all these policies, they change every now and then. The last I checked, I was at 2 years ago, they mentioned that I had to be a long-term resident to have business, and hence why I started my business, right? However, things might have changed, so call and confirm and start planning if that is what you want to do as well. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. It's a new year, set your goals right and ask God to take the lead. Like this year, I am so I don't know, there's just a lot of positivity around me, and I just intend to go at this pace. I don't want any dolly. Right, so see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me all this while. I started this channel in 2022. Yeah, I started this channel in 2022. Wow, 2 years. It's over 2 years already. Wow, so this is my 3rd year already. And I know that I know a couple of day ones. See, I see a lot of people these days that relocated to Malta, and they'll be like, I watched your video was really helpful, thank you. And I'm like, oh really, thank God. Like those. And please, I just want to say this as well, just in case you've met me and I'm kind of withdrawn. I don't know, is that the word? I'm actually a very shy person. I'm actually a very shy person. Trust me, I am really shy. It's just behind the camera that I can talk and rant. Nah, I'm actually very shy in person. Like a couple of people will be like, oh, if you space, and I'm like, hi. Okay, and I don't know how to react because I feel very blessed. I feel very blessed, to be honest, to be able to come online and share my experiences, and that would inspire people, and people being able to recognize me out there. Like, that's a lot to handle. I'm still dealing with that, right? Because I'm only someone that I just want to be in my shell, and I really do not like to talk in public and all of that, but I'm getting there. So just in case you've seen me and let's say I was kind of cold, that's not me at all. I'm actually a very sweet person, if I may say that myself. Right, I'm actually very sweet. It's just that I'm shy. Trust me, I'm a little shy, and yeah, I'm getting. I'm growing and I'm learning as well. So, thank you all for sticking with me. This year is a new year. There's a whole lot, that I have planned out already for this year. But in terms of this channel, if there's something you would like me to speak about, or something you would like, if a couple of people have said, oh, I should come live. Like do a live video one of these days. I don't know what you guys think. Yeah, I'm open to that. One can plan it and all of that. We could organize meetups as well if you're already in Malta. We could do a couple of things together. I try to respond to as many people as possible on YouTube. But then, in all of this, thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you very much.